Hi there, Chris Whelan here from the Center of Business Excellence, Building Better Businesses. We're now into day 9 of 20, almost halfway through the course, if you like. Day 9 of 20 of building a business in a financial pitch. As you know, if you've been watching the series, it's all about giving you the tools to put in your armory, tools to put in your toolbox, to make sure that you've got the right things in place, the right strategies, the right focus areas in your business, so that you're not actually getting blown over by the financial winds that are blowing sometimes against people, but that actually you're getting ready now, not just to finish 2024 strong, but to make sure that 2025 and beyond is really robust for you. So as that 20 days, if you're watching it, you know that it's a video a day and an article per day. Give you the tools, use them if you want. If they apply to you, use them. If they don't all apply to you, use the ones that do, and actually make sure that you pass it on to someone else in your business community who needs the help, who you think actually could do with the bit of outside perspective. We want to make sure that everyone in our community, everyone across the country, is strong and resilient and not getting buffeted too badly by the economic conditions. Because actually, at a different level, whatever's out there, we can't control typically, but we can control what's in here. We can control our own businesses. So, day 9. And day 9, I want to talk to you about an absolutely vital tool in every single business. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say it's a vital tool in every organization that wants to run itself effectively. What am I talking about? I'm talking about establishing effective, robust 90-day plans. A couple of years ago, I got into trouble by saying that it's 90-day plan and it's agile and it's done quarterly. And the person said, well, that's not an agile methodology. I don't care what you call it. The fact is 90-day plans takes your 12-month plan, your year plan, and breaks it down into the 4 quarters of the year. It makes sense, and it makes sense for a number of reasons. Every year has seasons, and every business has seasons. So 4 quarters of the year, 90-day plan. If you are super quick with numbers, you'll know that 90 days is 13 weeks, and you can then break it down to weekly plans. So today I'm going to talk to you briefly about 90-day plans. Right? The first thing with 90-day plans is that you want to make sure you set short-term goals. Every business, every organization, every person needs to have goals, and there's a whole philosophy behind that, a whole reason behind that. Goals give you direction. They tell you who you need to become, what you need to learn, and of course, they give you momentum if they run properly. So, first thing today is talk about setting short-term goals. Then it's about breaking those goals down into weekly goals and being smart about it. And the third thing is, of course, you have heard me say this 1,000 times: monitor progress. I want to do a little bit more than that, though. There's 5 strategies associated with a 90-day plan, and the first one is that set clear goals. I absolutely get it. What I want you to do, though, is to not start where you are today. Go out to your 12-month goals, right? So you know what those are. Then you know for your 3-month, your 90-day plan, make sure that whatever goals you're setting in that 90-day plan are aligned to your 12-month goals, right? Does that make sense? I hope it does. Because you want to make sure that every single quarterly plan, every single 90-day plan takes you closer to your 12 months, and of course your 12 months to your longer term, your BHAG, your big, hairy, audacious goal. So that's the first point. Start with the end in mind. Absolutely essential. And when you do that, write down the outcomes that you want, not the activities you're going to do, the outcomes at the end of the 90 days, right? So make sure you're always monitoring outcomes. That's the first thing. Set those goals, make sure they're outcome-based. Typically, this is as a very important part of this, I would say no more than 3 or 4 things, maybe 4, if you're really onto it. 1, make sure you've got a financial goal, right? It has to be a financial goal because that's the game we're in. We're in the game of business, which is measured by how we make profit. So have a financial goal, something that you can measure. Secondly, have a people goal, something that, some education piece that you want to grow yourself, because businesses that have people, leaders like yourself, and their teams growing, they are the ones that grow. So financial goal, a people goal, probably then some kind of systems goal, some kind of technology goal. So finance, people, systems, and tech, if you've got those 3, you're probably onto a good thing. And I do think, as I say, it's very important to make sure there's always something that you're learning. Don't go get a whole shopping list of goals, because that really doesn't get you anywhere. So you have those 3 goals, you start with the end in mind, and that's the first thing. Then divide it into weekly tasks. So you work back from the 90 days and say, right, it's 13 weeks. For every single one of those weeks, what is it that you want to achieve, right? What is it you want to achieve, and what are you going to do in that week? So let's say, for example, you wanted to get, you wanted to measure the 5 ways that you grow your business: leads, conversion rate, number of times people buy from you, average dollar sale, and your margin. Say that was a project you wanted to improve in those 5 areas. That would be your financial goal, your metric that you're going to measure. At the end of the 13 weeks, you want to have all of those up by 10%. Fine, no problem. Then in week 1, maybe you're going to focus on leads. In week 2, you're going to do the conversion rate. In week 3, so on, and so you go forward. Now you might, at the end of each month, because you've got 3 months, you can then sit down and say, right, for that month, what worked, what didn't work, what do I need to adjust? So that's the first thing. Set the goals, divide it into weekly tasks. I've already now given you the third one, which is to monitor every week how you're doing. And then sit down at the end of month 1, month 2, and replan for the following month. It also, of course, allows you at the end of the 90 days to do the same for the next quarter. What worked, what didn't work, what did I learn, and what do I need to adjust? And then, as I say, that takes me to point number 4, adjust as you go. Right? I think that's very, very important. Adjust as you go. And point 5, it might sound a little bit strange. When you hit a milestone, when you hit a goal, when you hit an achievement, get out there and celebrate. Reward yourself, right? You deserve it. You've worked hard. Your team has worked hard, probably. And say, look, we're going to go out for a meal. We're going to give a person a bonus. You're going to give them, Christmas coming up. You might give them a Christmas hamper. You might, whatever's meaningful to you, whatever's meaningful to your team, celebrate the goals, right? So let me just recap that quickly. We're talking about 90-day goals that need to align with your long-term 12-month goals. You set the short term, you break them into weekly, you monitor and adjust frequently, and then you follow those 5 steps. Setting the goals, starting with the end in mind, making sure you've got no more than 3 or 4 at a time, divide them into weekly tasks, monitor every week and monitor every month, adjust as necessary and celebrate. Get that right, and you'll be off to a flyer. It gives you a purpose. In fact, what I'm looking at on my screen right now, which you can't see, is a 1-page 90-day plan with all of what I just said set out for you. It's a very simple tool. If you want a copy of it, just drop me an email or grab some time in my diary and I'll give it to you. I'll walk you through it. We can even probably spend time setting up your one, or you can write it and send it back to me and I'll do it. I'll review it for you, because this tool will absolutely empower your business. Have a fantastic day and we'll see you tomorrow. All the best. Bye-bye.